Hi there, friends. How are you on this Wednesday that feels like a Tuesday? Holiday weeks. I love them. I love them. 4-day weeks also excellent and humane. What I would like to start doing is answering your questions in video format. So basically, this is the first of a series of Ask Me Anything videos. And what is the question for today? The question for today is about parity products and how to treat them. More specifically, how do you find the points of difference that will help a parity product stand out in the marketplace? Well, I suppose we should first identify what a parity product is. A parity product is the functional equivalent of a product offered by a competitor, which means there's no monopoly. And to be more specific, lots of items on the grocery aisle, in the grocery store. Take the dental aisle, just for one, you have toothpaste, mouthwash, floss. Those are all parity products. You could pick one over the other and they would be very close to the same actual product, whether it's a Crest brand or a Colgate brand. They're basically similar products. And this is why we have brand marketing. It's to help distinguish between parity items and to help people develop preferences for those items. So think again, Miller versus Bud, Levi's versus Wrangler, Nike versus Adidas, if you will. Many of those brands, all of those brands just mentioned, spend gazillions of dollars to focus on their points of difference, so on their brand, so they stand out in this parity marketing, in this parity marketplace. The thing is, the point of difference that a brand picks, it has to ring true. So one example I think that does not ring true, if you take Coors Light is in love with the idea that they are the coldest beer. I question whether cold is really what their beer drinkers are looking for. Let me share the screen for a second and let's look at one of their commercials, if I can figure out how to do that. I thought I had it. The button went away when I started broadcasting. Isn't that fun? All right, well, we'll skip that. And I'll continue with what I wanted to say about it. I think the answer to the riddle is almost always found inside of the product or the service itself. So with Coors Light, you know, the brand team, they're close with cold, but they're failing to explain what it means and why it matters. When you know a lot about Coors, I used to work on the account, you learn that the beer is cold filtered. The beer never gets cold when it's stored or transferred. That's why it's more expensive to move around the country in refrigerated trucks. So there's a lot to the idea, but it's never wrapped up properly really for the customer in the commercials. So I have to call that a fail. So when you're faced with these kind of challenges, ask yourself, what do the users and the fans of the product or service care about the most? It's not something that they might freely admit to you, might be an identity thing. You know, products tend to make people feel something about themselves. Back to the denim idea, take Wrangler. If you are a Wrangler fan and you wear Wrangler, what do you feel about yourself? you feel cowboy. And what is that about? Psychologically, demographically? Well, it's about freedom, even though that may be a myth. The idea is not a myth, the idea is real. And what brands do is they create communities of buyers, and they do it by signaling clues to one's own identity, even if it's wishful thinking. That doesn't really matter. You could be a person in New York City working in an office in a high-tech environment, but you come in with your Wranglers on, and to some degree, you feel free. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this quick talk. There's more where this came from. Use Facebook to message me and ask me questions. I'd be happy to answer them via DM or via the weekly Ask Me Anything. All right, thanks a lot. Talk to you soon.